Pick Six is brought to you by BetMGM. Place your money line, prop, parlay, and same game parlay bets at BetMGM. Just download the app today. As always, please gamble responsibly. Each week, we're going to pick 6 games against the spread. Mark will pick his Deuce Dog of the Week. So another whimpering pup this week. One of his underdogs will cover. All right. Reminder to everyone listening: we
hit last week, Stoner.
I know you did.
I got
know
the
you
points.
did.
They almost won outright. But tell me you don't want to win.
You were a reluctant Deuce Dog of the Week. These lines are current as of Tuesday, and as always, can change. We kind of hinted about this first game Friday night, 8 Eastern, live on Fox. Love this. One of 4 ranked matchups in the week. Illinois at Nebraska. Cornhuskers now favored by 9 at home. And we mentioned this is the first ranked matchup in Lincoln, Coach, in 11 years. How do you see it going?
I wish we were there, Mark. This is going to be electric. It's great for the state of Nebraska, but it's also great for the state of Illinois. Coach Bielema that's a tough-ass coach, man. I've coached against him, got a lot of respect for him. He's at the right place, too. He's going to get an identity there. He already has, because Illinois at one point was horrible. And now look what he's done to that. So they got good players, good balanced team. However, I'm in Nebraska. Dylan Raiola, that's the story right now. It really isn't. The story is that top 10 number 8 ranked defense, a balanced offense, and they're protecting them, a well-coached team. I have Nebraska covering. Think about what they did to Colorado, Mark. They took Shador and they took Travis Hunter. They didn't score a touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So that defense, I know the story's offense, and I know Dylan Raiola. I'd like to play quarterback in Nebraska with a defense like that.
Tell us why, Coach.
Because they held Colorado to 3 points, and you don't have to be panicky on offense, especially with a young quarterback. So I'm all over Nebraska.
By the way, if Illinois pulls this one off, let's start eyeballing road trips to Champaign because Brett Bielema and that program would deserve it.
And it's a really good team. I watched them today.
Yeah,
that's not because they played bad teams. That's a good team.
Yeah. Happy for him. He's a good dude. All right, let's talk about ACC right now. NC State on the road at number 21, Clemson. This line has changed and it's grown. Clemson favored by 20.5. Why? Here's why. Wolfpack veteran transfer QB Grayson McCall knocked out of last week's game. Head coach Dave Doran said he was, quote, day-to-day. Certainly looks like the true freshman, 6'6" true freshman QB CJ Bailey from the Miami area will get the start. He came in last week in relief of McCall, 13-20, 156 yards, a rushing touchdown, and an interception, but he did lead a comeback victory. They ended up winning by 10. This is crazy. It's been over 2 decades since NC State last won in Death Valley. That streak, it's not going to end Saturday. Tigers going to win, but I don't see them covering the spread. All right, it is welcome to the Big Ten Saturday for number 11 USC fight on, who are favored by 6 at the defending national champs, Michigan. The Wolverines now at number 18. And Coach, Michigan, they made a quarterback change up there in Ann Arbor.
They did. We kind of thought that might come. Alex Orji, I think, is one of the best athletes on the team. There's a couple of balls he threw already this year that really question if he can throw. I heard Sharon Moore say he can't throw. He has to be able to throw, but he is a
quarterback.
Excellent athlete. However, the coaching hire of the year early in the season is Danton Lynn is at USC. I mean, for 2 years, that defense at USC, they couldn't tackle. When I hate to say it like that, they could not tackle. We witnessed it at the Pac-12 championship game. They're live, and then also last year we just seen them and on videotape. They are excellent tackling. It's still early, but that's the hire of the year. So I have USC covering. I have USC going in there to win, not because of Lincoln Riley's offense. How about this? But because of their defense.
Matt Leinart, our buddy's been talking about the defense for the last couple of years, and boy, he's strutting around.
It's
Manhattan
a coaching
Beach
hire of the year, Robert. As of where we're at,
because they can play defense right now. It's what an adjustment, and to get a win. By the way, this is like a lot of people are upset that the conferences are changing, and I understand it. I'm not trying to be the old guy mowing my lawn in my socks and my sandals again, but the fact that the conference is changing offer up these opportunities like USC at Michigan. If I'm a USC fan and I've been stuck for decades traveling up to Corvallis and Washington and all these other places, and now I'm like, wow, I get to go to Ann Arbor. I get to go to the Big House to see my team take on a storied blue blood like Michigan. I'm excited. And that makes me excited about the changes in these conference alignments. All right, after our Big Noon kickoff show, we're going to be in Columbus this week as the Buckeyes, number 3 in the nation, take on Marshall. After that game on Fox, this is a great one, guys. Big 12, maybe early season kind of tell of the tape of where the real leader is in this conference. Number 12, Utah. At number 13, Oklahoma State. The Cowboys favored by 2.5. As we mentioned, these are two of the favorites to win the conference title. Both teams, this is trippy, start seventh-year quarterbacks.
Seventh year?
Seventh-year quarterbacks. Not 4, 5, 6, seventh-year quarterbacks. For Utah, the story has been Cam Rising. Did not play again Saturday. They won 38-21 over Utah State. Remember, he injured his finger or his hand crashing into a water cooler against Baylor a couple weeks ago. Rising and the staff and the players talking like he's ready to go, but they haven't committed yet. I understand it. Like, don't play your hand too much. For the Cowboys, Mike Gundy. We love Mike Gundy, right? He's one of the funniest coaches to listen to right now. He's so chill, so calm. This week, guys, I got a clip for you. In a press conference, he was interrupted by a soda machine that was just kind of off camera that was making some noise. So this is what Coach did.
You go back and...
I mean, y'all can't. There's no way y'all can hear very good. I mean,
it's not easy.
It's like
you hear it humming back there?
there's got to be a.
Coach gets out his tool belt. He's going off camera. We got to sort this out, man. There, get in there, Coach.
Can we get your players on an NIL deal for Pepsi to come up here and live this thing?
Well, they make way too much.
Look at Coach. He's sorting out the
You throw an F-bomb?
No. He's sorting out the problem. Look. He's gonna use his legs, not his back, Mark. And they're gonna move the whole machine so they can unplug it.
That's okay. Fully indoctrinated.
Teamwork.
How's he not have gray hair?
That's good. Okay, so you were talking about their offense with him.
So great. I love that guy. He's like, you know what? It must be the condenser. We're going to go over there. We're going to unplug it so we can carry on with this press conference. So he's in a good place, right? His team, I'm curious where they are, though. They unplugged the soda machine, but can they plug in Doak Walker winner Ollie Gordon the second, Deuce? 3 games for Ollie, 216 yards, 4 scores. Last week, though, 17 carries, just 41 yards. Teams are saying we're not going to lose to Gordon running the ball, so we're going to have your quarterback, Alan Bowman, beat us. And Bowman's putting up numbers, but if you're going head-to-head quarterbacks, if Cam Rising is healthy, I like him, and I think that's why Utah will cover on the road. First SEC game for the Sooners, Mark. Oklahoma at number 15. They welcome 6th-ranked Tennessee, and the Vols favored by 7.5.
On the road, first SEC conference game.
Going to Norman, our friend Coach Stoops will be there.
Coach, and the sabotage begins.
Yes.
A top 15 matchup, and the sabotage begins. But, hey, the Vols are balling. They've outscored opponents 191-13 in the first 3 weeks. It's because of their quarterback. I'm going to try it, Coach. I'm going to try it.
Here we go.
Just say Nico. Just say Nico.
Iamaleava.
That's good.
I think the boy got it. They balling. He's balling. He hasn't even played in the second half yet.
One more time for good measure, Mark. One more time for good measure.
Nico Iamaleava.
Wow.
That boy knows his pronunciations. And it's because the boy's a straight baller. And they're outgaining opponents by 478 yards per game. Now, they only been Chattanooga, NC State, and Kent State. But now they go to Oklahoma. They go to the Sooners. And the Sooners are still searching for an identity offensively. Their quarterback has been sacked 9 times in 3 games. but their defense is swarming. They forced 10 turnovers in 3 games, Coach, led by their linebacker, Danny Stutzman. Danny Stutzman.
You struggled with Stutzman?
Hey, Danny Stutzman. No, but he's the man. But listen, with this Tennessee offense, the offense of Oklahoma is still struggling a little bit, still trying to find their identity.
Yep.
Their defense is going to keep them in the game, especially at home. But I like Tennessee. I like Tennessee to win this game.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good call. It's going to be a whiteout in Provo, Utah, as number 13 Kansas State. We're talking about these road teams favored by 7, Mark, at BYU. And I've noticed I haven't heard a lot of barking yet.
What's the line here?
That's a really good one.
Well,
7. It's 7 points. That was
We got a
kinda
7
like,
points?
that came from the abdomen. That was like growling. I couldn't tell if you were belching or growling at one point.
Yeah. No, but it's the conference opener for both teams. They're both 3-0. Kansas State has a really talented offenses with one of the exciting players I like to watch in their quarterback, Avery Johnson. Last week, he had 17 carries for 110 yards versus Arizona. But they have a trio of runners who are elite. Johnson, you add both the running backs, DJ Giddens and Dylan Edwards, who was at Colorado last year. We know he's a game breaker. But they're going on the road to a tough place to play in BYU. Then you add the element of the elevation playing in the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? BYU QB, Jake Retzlaff, averaging 280 yards per game. He would have to use his legs. Against his defense. Their top running backs are out. They were out last week. So we'll see if they're out this week, But they've been struggling with the run game. They got a great wide receiver in Chase Roberts. But this game will come down to quarterback play. And I'm kind of leaning towards Avery Johnson, but I'm kind of leaning towards BYU covering the 7 points. So that is, yo, deuce, dog. Your deuce, dog of the week, Coach. You don't like that? You don't like that, Coach?
I love it.
I'm all right with it.
The deuce,
I
dog
love
of the
the-
week.
I just like the
7
dog
points.
barking. It sounds like it's got like a fragment of a milk bone and some peanut butter stuck in its throat, and it's trying to get it out.
Kansas State at BYU. That's my dog of the week. BYU covering the 7 points at home. They
Love
might
it.
they might be an outright runner.
I hope we
got
someday
covered for
make a
sure.
trip to BYU to what's a
That's what I
beautiful
want
place,
to. I
man.
want to hit on. What is that environment like? I know you've been there when you
Oh,
coached for
man.
Utah.
Yeah, I mean it's. I embraced the LDS religion at the Mormon religion when I was at Utah. And well, I'll tell you what, in those 2 games, when those 2 teams used to play, I'd hear stuff that I like. Wait a minute now, that's a beautiful place.
What do you
Provo,
mean? Wait a
Utah,
minute now. What do you mean?
one of the
wait
great
a minute
stadiums.
now.
Oh, I mean, you'd walk in and it's a very
You're
clean
thinking one
environment,
thing.
except
Yeah.
for at that game. And we
And
had
those
some
are-
battles.
And those are grown men going
Oh,
at
yeah.
it as well.
And those big Polynesians, veined up cats that I had at Utah,
vascular
they have them
cats,
at
huh?
they have them at Provo, man. That's a great place.